Recently, foreign exchange workers were hired in our small town to do a job that most locals have decided they were overqualified to do, the dreaded fast food chain that no one expected to come into town. I was helping getting the accommodations ready for the workers and was introduced to the owner of the new fast food restaurant. The owner seemed like a good guy and was genuinely concerned that this venture into our town was not looking very promising in regard to the local employment it has been famous for creating. The fact that he was searching overseas to bring new workers to a small town with a very real housing crisis and where very few young people wanted to work for a living had me thinking this week. I am working on a new manuscript, and I hope that I have it ready for purchase sometime in 2024. The theme of the manuscript is greed and gluttony, which seems to control our hearts and minds. I go back in history and show a clear and concise pattern of how we have been manipulated from birth to be selfish. I am very fascinated by the author Aldous Huxley, who was very acute to the human condition of our selfish nature. Let them eat cake was seen as an easy way to control the masses with the ongoing pursuit of luxuries. Huxley saw that this pursuit of luxuries would most likely be society's detriment in his utopian idea of a brave new world. It appears that God was very accurate about the end of days scenario as well. 2 Timothy 3 verses 2 to 4 says this, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God." One of the young foreign workers happened to serve me at the drive-through window this past week, and it is obvious that she is not happy. I like to start conversations with people, and as it happened, I saw her a few days later away from work. I asked her if she is enjoying her new job. "Yes," she replied. Then I asked her if she missed home. "Yes, I miss my family very much," she responded, giving her head down and sadness across her face. What an absolute shame. This young lady would trade working in Canada to move back home in a nanosecond. Is this her purpose? Selling second-rate food for the minimum wage that is required by the BC government to ungrateful souls? It is unfortunate, but she is probably under a contract to work and live in our small town. I felt sorry for her and her friends. What kind of propaganda was played into the minds of these young foreigners to entice them to follow their desire to work in Canada? The Canadian youth were not falling for the scam. They clearly would much rather sit in front of their game consoles, social media, and smartphone devices than slinging burgers for 8 hours a day. I've worked for many big corporations and was always promoted to the management position once I learned the corporate protocols. Make as much money as you can. Watch spending. It was always the same. Sell, sell, sell. It was drilled into my head, and each time I got to a position where I felt I could go no further, I would move on. I found no purpose in selling crap that I knew was going to break and only last a couple of years at the most. I was literally losing my soul. I see the soul-sucking corporate machines for what they are, and I'm sad that I was part of it. I wish that we had a better solution. I have heard that there are a few elitist think tanks that are working on better solutions for humanity. A world where doing unto others like the social credit scoring or you'll own nothing like the 15-minute cities are ideas that come from the elitists for the elitists. The brave new world is in full swing, and the benefactors are the alphas and some beta plus. But for the rest of society, our purpose lies in the hands of the think tanks, the elitists, the fast food chains, and corporate department stores. As I'm writing this blog, I'm reminded that many people have found their purpose. I'm also reminded of what the Bible says in Colossians 3, verse 23. "And whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men." In other words, be joyful and do the best job you can so that your earthly lords see that you are trustworthy and honorable. There are many stories in the Bible of men and women who worked at jobs and softened the hearts of their earthly lords. I know that my purpose is to teach and spread the good news of the one who created us all. I know that my purpose is to spread joy and peace and love and kindness and so on. I know that my purpose is to help where I can and not to complain when things don't quite go my way. I know that my purpose is to be a vessel.